Hi, Jennifer Nicely here with Pinnacle Real Estate Academy. Today I'm in the beautiful McLean Park in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about listing home photos. Now, this is a huge pet peeve of mine, partially because it's my husband and I's hobby on the side. We love to do photography. However, I have found so many agents who don't take this very seriously. And I'm going to tell you today, photographs are a make or a break for your listing. It really is. People search homes through the internet. That is how they do it. That's how the majority of people buy homes. They find the home on the internet. So the first thing they look at are the photographs. The very first thing. Now that is what is going to either attract them to the property or turn them away from that property. That very first photo on the MLS is the very first photo that's going to show up on all the other websites. Zillow, Trulia, although they're combined now, but Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Homes.com, Google, Yahoo, MSN, no matter which search engine you use, that first photo is what is going to show up on every single website as its first photo. Now, if you don't capture the audience by that first photo, you've lost them. The inside of the home could be fantastic, or it could be priced very well. So let's say the home isn't actually picture perfect, however, it's priced to move. If you price it to move and you take those fantastic photographs, that home's gonna pop. It's gonna sell, or at least you're gonna get people in the door to tell you why they aren't making an offer. Now, let me give you some advice on taking photographs. If it is a very nice home, I do recommend you hire a professional. There are a lot out there that do not charge a lot of money to take photographs of homes, but it does usually depend on the location and square footage. Now, you do not have to hire a professional. I'm videoing this video right now from my Samsung phone, okay? And these photos are good quality photos that you can take on your phone. Not only video, but still photos. Now, the important thing about taking photos is that you need to stage the home. You do not need to hire a professional stager to come in. You can do this yourself, and you can do it with your seller's own personal property. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to bring anything in. Here's what I want you to do. When you go to a home, I want you to make sure that when you're taking photos, you go one room at a time, and you spend time in each one of those rooms. So first I want you to take out a lot of the personal stuff that seller has. Maybe their bed isn't made up. Maybe there's clothes laying on the floor. Maybe there's shoes all over the place. First thing I want you to do is take all that stuff out and clean it up. Now, you don't have to be blunt and ugly about this, but you need to tell the seller, listen, I've got to get your home photo ready so that it appeals to the masses. Now, in order to appeal to the masses, we've got to neutralize and we've got to minimize. You don't have to go in there and say it looks like a crayon box exploded or a flea market exploded in their house, but you can use the words we need to neutralize and minimize. You can also say, hey, sellers, I love your house. However, the majority of the buyers can't see themselves in here until we do a little bit of modifications and staging. So when I take home photos, I may be at a home 3-4 hours that day. Now that's extreme, okay? But I'm gonna be there at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. And the reason why is because I'm gonna go from room to room and stage each one. Now, I've had homes and condos where we've had to roll up carpets because there's hardwoods underneath, and the hardwoods were gorgeous, and it made the condo look larger. But with the rugs down, the rugs made it look smaller. Now, it's going to take a while to roll up those rugs and stash them away, but it was very important that we did this. When people live in homes for a certain number of years, they tend to collect things. And I'm not saying that the home it's complete junk, but there is a part where you have to declutter. So maybe instead of 14 things on one shelf, you narrow it down to 3 to 5, depending on the shelf. Okay, I'm okay with personal photographs of the family itself. I'm not okay with a shrine of family photos. Okay, so there's a difference. There's a happy medium between the two. Now, personally, I'm okay with photographs of the family as long as it's minimal, because what it tells that buyer is there is actually a human being that lives in that home, and it is a home, not a house. And that's the difference. We've got to make it seem as if it is a home to the buyers. That way, they won't lowball you on offers necessarily. They're least likely to, okay? And you'll get more of the better offers. And it seems as if that home has been taken care of also. Now, again, a couple of things. When you go and take photographs of a home, don't do this quickly, okay? You don't need to do this quickly. You need to spend your time, because this is your make or your break on your marketing. Second rule, take more than one photo. If I see one photo of the outside of the home, I'm most likely going to throw up red flags that say, what's wrong with the house? What are they not showing me? What are they not telling me? Take more photographs of the home. You want inside and outside. Rule number 3, if your photographs are blurry, redo them. There's no exception to this rule. None whatsoever. Rule number 4, if there are undergarments laying around the room, please have someone pick them up and put them away. I have seen pictures that realtors have taken with a walker, with a potty seat in the walker, a plywood board on top of it, and a lamp on top of the plywood board, and they use this as their nightstand. Now, if that's all they have, okay, but let's remove it from the picture. Now, to top that off, there was a bra on top of that lamp. Now, I don't understand how a realtor sits back and looks at that room and goes, yeah, I think I'll take a picture of it, and then post it all over the internet. Okay? That not only says the home is junky, it also says if you can't take care of your room, especially knowing that photos are going to be taken, then you definitely probably have other issues with the home. Now, with these photographs, make sure that when you upload these photographs that they're not blurry, that they show the widest angle of the room, and you take a picture of every single room of the house. I would rather see pictures of the laundry room and the powder room before I see a picture of the sky wheel that is 25 miles away. At that point, the sky wheel is not relevant. Take photographs of the home. Make sure you take the widest angle and make sure they are not blurry. You can do this from your cell phone. You can do it from a regular Sony or small Nikon. You don't have to spend a fortune on a large camera. I hope these tips were helpful today. If you have any questions, please comment below, share our video, send us an email, or give us a call. Check us out at pinnaclerealestateacademy.com.